Hello, chess aficionados. This is the fantastic game between Spassky and Fischer in 1972 World Chess Championship in Reykjavik, Iceland. Notice that Fischer is buried there because he passed away January 17th, 2008. He was 64 years old. And we just passed that date of January 17th, and to commemorate this really interesting yet sometimes controversial player. He wasn't the first one to kind of lose his mind. Remember, there was Morphy a little bit, and there's several others. They later on had extensive issues with their mental health. But we must remember how he was at the top of his game, how he had a difficult life growing up. I guess his mother was Polish Jewish as an immigrant. Few people know this, yes. And his father most likely wasn't a Fischer, was a Hungarian physicist. So look deeper on the internet. But anyway, let's look at this game. This was game 3. Bobby Fischer was complaining about cameras and the noise, and there was something with the concentration, so Spassky did agree to play game 3 in some back room, and guess who won? Who won? It was Bobby Fischer who won with black. So let's look at the graph a little bit. There was one blunder by Spassky at the end, the king move. It was the Benoni defense. All right, so here we go. It started with d4. Remember, in the closet someplace, in some room, without people. Maybe this was a psychological tactic because he had not done well in the first 2 games. It was just a lot of pressure. Remember the Cold War, nuclear weapons, everything like that was going on between the Soviet Union, USSR, that's what it was called. Russia was not Russia, it was called the Soviet Union, USSR, against the United States of America. So there was this big, tit for tat on the world stage. Look how quickly the queen moves in, the black queen moves in. Now the knight is taken. Okay, look, now the pawn is coming in. Danger, stranger, is very dangerous right there. Okay, he's got the battery going, Spassky. And a little bit on the other side of the board. The queen side has some movement. Now we have 2 batteries on the e-file. This was like a game of a war. Better to play chess than wage war, I tell you. A little less expensive, and it takes less lives. Maybe one day people will learn to play chess instead of play war on the chess board instead of in real physical life. So look at this. Look at all of this going on here. And it's this is where Spassky resigned. It's almost 7 more points for Fischer. So in commemoration of Fischer, who died at 64 on January 17th, which was just, we just passed this anniversary of his passing. He is buried in Iceland in some obscure little grave. Hopefully a community who will prop this up, because he was one of the greatest players that the United States has ever known in the modern era. Thank you very much for watching. Au revoir.